My name is Jamie Keene. I've been a teacher in Salem-Keizer for 20 years. To start, you should know that one of my children is in the EGC program at South for help with autism. He thrived this year, and his social skills grew by leaps and bounds. It's taken over 10 years and countless school staff to get him to this place, which makes my decision even more difficult. I refuse to send my children back into school this year. This whole work session is pointless unless we acknowledge an unspoken truth about schools. One very real function of schools is to house our children so we can leave them while we rejoin the workforce. Our economy depends on having a secure place for our children, but this does not respect the lives of our children and our staff running the schools. I would like to ask that we only return virtually until there is a stop to COVID-19 deaths. People will say, well, kids want to go back to school. I would argue that what your child really wants is to return to normal. Remember, the hybrid model is not the normal your child desires. For safety, kids will be 6 feet apart. They won't be able to share supplies, ideas, collaborate. It'll be a lecture format, which is not best practices. Kids will come to school with yesterday's expectations and leave feeling disconnected. People will say, my children need to socialize. Yes, this has been one of the toughest experiences for kids, but we're kidding ourselves if we think small children will be able to maintain social distancing protocols for even half of a regular day. Our children lack the development in their brains to understand the seriousness of this pandemic. There will be kids who will not follow the rules, either by accident or by choice. And I guarantee sometime this year, some teacher will be villainized by the media for having to send some small child home for being unable to follow guidelines. And that teacher will be heartbroken because we love our kids and we know kids, and we were the first ones to tell you that this won't work. But we will have two choices being the adult in the room. Either I hold kids accountable to safety and run the risk of being branded the evil teacher who doesn't have compassion for my small children, or I can carry the burden of someone else getting sick because I'm too lax in enforcing the rules. This is an impossible situation. People might even say, well, kids aren't affected by COVID. It's careless and irresponsible to think that we can ignore the risk to our over 5,000 staff members and their families. But let's just say that less than 0.5% of our kids will get sick. With 41,602 students in our district, that's 208 children. Are we really willing to risk the lives of 208 kids? If you board members have school-age children and grandchildren, are you willing to risk your loved ones? For their safety and yours, I will not allow my children to set foot back in the schools. And I'd be a hypocrite if I asked for you to do the same with yours. Thank you.